And this means we are back on track. NomadX community, Facebook fam, everyone out there, we are here. And it's Friday and we're here with Klementina. What a massive honor and what a special day. Again, as you guys know, we're streaming up and down and back and forward, and we're having so many cool people, and we're always dropping these value bombs. But today is Friday, and I feel we have to do something super, super special, because today we want to talk about what it takes to discover your purpose. And we invited Klementina, and Klementina, she is an absolute expert on that field. There's a reason why she's on the show today, because we strongly believe that she is exactly the right person to talk about that topic. So Klementina, it's a massive honor to have you on the show today. Thank you very much for taking your time to spend the next 15 to 20 minutes with us. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. I'm super stoked to be here, and I can't wait to share with you some value bombs.
Awesome. I love it. I love it, Klementina. Let's start at the very, very beginning. Can we have a short overview about yourself? What's your mission? What's your purpose? And why do you do what you do today?
Yeah. So I'm going to try and keep it slightly brief. So I was born in Macedonia, which is a small country in right north of Greece. Grew up there, then I moved a few countries in the past 10 years. I've been kind of a nomad. I lived in 4 countries and traveled to a few. And I've shifted from the corporate world, like many of us, to start exploring, working in sustainability, living in Asia. Yeah. And then I found myself having some kind of like, I found myself being unhappy at some point. And I had to face that truth. A friend of mine helped me. And what happened at that time is that I realized that I have this imposter syndrome. I am thinking, well, there are so many people that are better than me in the world. Why would I want to do this? You know, who am I to work on global sustainability issues? Who am I to speak in public? Because I also have actually a fear of speaking in public. I mean, of course, I've overcome it throughout the years, because I was facing my fears, all of my fears. And that hit me hard. And those were some of the questions that came up as resistance. And I realized through a lot of work that I've done that those are the questions that we have to overcome in our life. And from those questions, our purpose will also come, and for us to be able to help authentically others. Because without the pain, we cannot have the transformation. Like, nothing has been transformed without pain. We've all had pain in our lives, and that has helped us to become much better version of ourselves, much more extraordinary. And a lot of the work that I do right now, because I came from a family, well, I realized today that actually it was slightly even masculine driven, very masculine culture in my family, and a family that didn't really support or didn't really teach me to believe in myself and to really embrace my diversity, my authenticity, and the fact that I wanted to do things differently, and I wanted things to be the best. Like, I literally have had that, and for a while I was struggling with that. I was like, okay, yeah, on some levels it's like a bit of a perfection, so that's like being it's a disguise for some elements that might not be the right elements in ourselves. But on the other side, we as humans have the ability to express in all areas of our life. And so I didn't have that expression when I was younger. I was taught to follow trends. I was taught to follow friends. And I just did the best I could to fit in. I did fit in. That helped me on some levels to start expressing, but it was never really myself or my truth. And so today I realized that the best thing that I can do is to help others express their own truth through actually their own business, and then help other people in a way that they will bring their pain and their experience and guide other people through that process. So it really very much comes from my own inability to express in the past, or not believing in myself. And I feel like a business is the highest manifestation of what we are as human. Because when you have your own business, you're dealing with people, you're helping other people, you're charging other people money. I mean, there is so much responsibility, and so it's all about taking radical responsibility and expressing kind of like an extension of you, if you're really with the heart and with the soul in it, and if you do have that purpose connection.
Got you. And yes, I totally agree. I think it's a super important topic these days, because it feels like, like the whole world is shifting at the moment, and it's been shifting since quite a while. And everyone is kind of like becoming an entrepreneur, and everyone starts to travel, and there are no borders anymore. And along this, people are literally like starting more and more to follow their purpose. Because if I would talk to my grandparents, and I'm like, what's your purpose? Like what the fuck? What are you talking about? Like, and these days we're like all like super driven to find our purpose and to be aligned with ourselves. And I think that makes it even harder, because then we can even get more lost along that way, because it gets like super overwhelming, and it can be like really confusing. What is this thing with finding your purpose? What is your forecast for the future? How do you see how the scene is developing at the moment? Is there actually a serious forecast you can give, or is it like all a little bit blurry at the moment?
First, let me touch up on one point that you mentioned, because I find it's really interesting, because people can get really lost into this whole journey. And the most important prerequisite for us not to get lost is to start really trusting ourselves. And there is a really nice indicator. Trust your desire. Like, for example, the example with me about the public speaking, right? Why do I want to speak in public? I'm like, why do I want to speak in public? Maybe I should just shut up and just go, like do some other work. But actually, when we have the desire and it's not stopping, then we know that this is the right thing for us. It is coming from the inside, and there is a huge transformation for us there that's going to bring us much further in life. And very often these things are scary because of the rejection. Rejection, besides death, are one of the major fears we have. So that's really important. Trust your desire. That's how you will not get lost. And that's how you can know you can really trust yourself. Second, you asked about what's going to be happening in the future. Well, the future we are creating right now. And I feel that the more of us understand that we are shapers of our society, and the more of us really understand that we have an amazing potential to express and co-create a beautiful society through that, the more our world has a chance to be more beautiful, more connected, happier, and more freedom. Freedom being one of my primary core needs. I know that in the nomad family is also one of the core needs, although it means very different things for different people. And I can talk about it as well, because it's a big one for the nomads family, I must say. So we are creating it. And I have the feeling that more and more people are understanding that we have to deal with our own demons and our own traumas, irrational fears, and destructive beliefs. When we deal with those, we become a better human for ourselves. We are more connected to others, to our soul family, to our clients, and we can actually then build little by little and not get into this. Because right now the world, we have people in power, right? But those people in power might not be super conscious. But when you bring like consciousness in terms of like you are, you know where you're going, why you're going this way, you have worked on your traumas and your destructive mechanisms, then if you merge with power, it's fine, because you're not going to destroy the society or the world, or you're not going to be destructive to other people. You're actually going to provide value for people. And this is how we can actually be very happy, by bringing meaning to others. So it's
Awesome.
it's up to us. It's up to us.
It's up to us. And I really like that one. Klementina, let's drop some value bombs. I touched base before when I said, look, if I would ask my grandparents what is their purpose, they would be like, what the fuck is going on? What you're talking about? Now we're living in a world where all these topics are becoming really relevant, and we are getting way more used to it. As an entrepreneur, as someone who starts his business, as someone who drops into the whole nomadic world, or someone who would actually work with, where do I start to find my purpose? What are my first steps that I actually can find my purpose in the very beginning?
Now, I'm going to say these things because I've kind of like reverse engineered my journey, and I feel that could be useful for people to know so that they don't do so many mistakes or doesn't take them so long. So I think the first thing to be very clear on is, what is your long-term core need? This is a very simple question. You might have answered it already with yourself right now, even because our intuitive already speaks. For me, when I realized that that's freedom, knowing that I cannot be put in another box right now. I will not be in a relationship. I'm talking about professional relationship with a person that congests me, like I will not be in a business that doesn't allow me to express or doesn't allow my clients to have freedom. So this is the primary. If your primary core need is met through the lifestyle, through the business, then you're already on the right track. Second, to start somewhere is know what is your need right now. So for example, if I'm thinking freedom is my long-term core need, what is the one thing that's gonna help me to shift at least one step closer? For me, a few months ago, and this also comes right away intuitively for us, the first thing is the right thing. For me, it was courage. And I was like, wow, it's courage. I'm gonna do everything I can to get the courage, talk to the right people, get a coach, whatever I need. And this is what I did. And this worked. It's very simple.
So simplicity is the key. Don't overthink it. Just like literally like follow what you feel. And then just like literally go for it. How would you say, how is it the easiest way? Okay, now I'm going to find out what's my purpose, or at least I'm on the way to find that out. How do I transform that into my business then?
Yeah. So that's it's what I mentioned just now about our need now and our core need long term. Though around those will be your purpose as well. So very often you're going to provide your long-term core need to your clients. Like I provide to my clients freedom of expression, right, financial freedom, and freedom to be in this society. So it's very much related. Where to start? Well, if you want to translate it into a business, you will have, and I'm going to provide a link here to bulletproof your business idea. This awesome. Is going to be the first part for you to start thinking about where to fit in that core need. So at the top, for example, I would have my core need freedom. And then I would think about what are my passions, what are my talents, and what are the market opportunities. And with that, I will find a few ideas. I would narrow them down. I would talk to people, start sharing them online to social media, and see how people are resonating, because then you can see when people are ready, or maybe you need to educate them a little bit. That's fine. Don't get discouraged right away, but have this interaction with the market. That's really important from the start. And just be very clear on what's your core need, what are your talents, what are your passions, and what are the market needs.
And again, simplicity is the key. Don't overthink the whole process. It seems like it's super spot on. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that, and thanks you so much for dropping these value bombs. Klementina, let's dive a little bit more deeper into what you are offering. I know you have an amazing program in place, or actually a few amazing programs in place. What can people expect when they start working with you? And we're going to drop the links to that, my dear friends from the community. We're going to drop that here in the comments. And if you like what you see, drop us a like, drop us a heart, and ask questions as much as you want, even if you watched the review. So Klementina, what can we expect by working with you?
Yeah, so the ultimate process that I would love to guide people through is an 8-week program to create one's soul business, a soul business, or you can call it purpose-driven business, whatever. Not everybody believes in soul, but that's fine. What this means is that in 8 weeks, we're going to go from 0 to hero. 0 means you could actually not even have a business, not even have an idea, and you can still do it. Or you can have a business, but you can upgrade your business with a new diversified product or a new way of how you look at it, you know, how you shift to like all elements basically around it. And we're going to go through it. Essentially, it's connecting deep inner work and business results, but business results that actually manifest throughout the program even. So people are expected to do their sales even throughout the program and hopefully have sales. That's the ultimate goal. So it's very tangible. Yeah. People will go through basically bulletproofing their idea, understanding what are their inner subconscious mechanisms that could be sabotaging them and fixing those, having the right mindsets for being an entrepreneur, such as taking radical ownership, always adding value, money mindset, etc. These are really, really important. And also in life, that's why I love entrepreneurship, because I don't only use this in my business, but I use them in life. Getting to the micro niche. So what's your micro niche and how you can actually start reaching to them in a very authentic manner by sharing your vulnerability. And this is all about vulnerability, because if we're not real, people in these days can sense it, and that doesn't work anymore, you know? So we have to be real, and that's good because we're pushed to be ourselves. And then people will build their own high performance website. They're going to overcome a lot of technology issues. They're going to build their first product. They're going to sell their first product over like a masterclass or something. And we're going to celebrate, and we're going to talk about how we can actually continue going forward with measuring the right KPIs, having the right accountability in place, and the right support network in place. And very often, this can be done, and the first sales can be done without even ads or anything like that, from our own network and from our own intellectual property in our head. So there is no need, and everybody who's going to be watching this, there is no need for anybody of us to do more study, more that kind of work, you know? We just need to get down to action and results and be able to face ourselves.
Again, it sounds like super simple, very, very much spot on, and definitely a massive value bomb. So guys, I already dropped that link here in the comments. So if you want to check out what Klementina is doing, and if you want to join her program and figuring out what she is all about, that's exactly where you want to go. Klementina, thank you so much, first of all, for being here today, for sharing your wisdom and your knowledge. What can we expect next from you? What are your plans? You're in Macedonia at the moment. You said usually it's like Bali. COVID-19 makes everything a little bit more difficult. What are your plans for the future?
Honestly, right now I'm very much cocooned, I feel, which is nice because there is no FOMO here in Macedonia, especially. In fact, I've been talking to one of your other speakers about bringing more digital nomads in Macedonia too. Olumide. Olumide.
Olumide, yeah.
Olumide, that's a really nice name. So perhaps also looking in maybe how we can bring more digital nomads here, so I can have more buddies to hang out with. Because the mentality here is not ideal, but it's a beautiful country and people would love it. But at some point, maybe coming back to Bali or wherever life takes me. I'm not attached to a location. I also love Portugal. I know you're there as well. So Portugal is calling me, I feel, as well a little. So really open. I'm going to remain cocooned for the next few months because I'm very much in creating mode. I've launched my first course, which is all about mindset shifts, which can help you start somewhere with your mindset. So that starts on Monday, and I run a few masterclasses which are free and provide a lot of value as well. So if anybody wants to get in touch, just go to the link, sign up, and you're going to get all the updates as they're coming up, or just go to my Facebook page.
Boom. I'm absolutely loving it. That's great. What an awesome conversation. Klementina, thank you so much. Guys, you heard it. Klementina is being called by Portugal, and that's where we want you to go, because that's where NomadX is. So if you're going to Portugal, make sure to check out www.nomadx.com for your ideal property. And besides of that, don't forget, we're going to see each other next Monday, depending on where you are in the world, but for most of you is on Monday, and it's going to be like the one and only Gary Vaynerchuk who is joining us today for Listen, thank you very much, Klementina. I'm super stoked to have you on the show. It was really, really cool. So thank you very much for providing the value and for putting out this amazing work. I'm super stoked and I will be very excited to keep following you. And I wish you good luck with everything. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Bye.
It was a pleasure.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.